The Royal Academy of Dance is a world leader in dance training and education. And for the first time in 5 years, an RAD examiner is here in the country to conduct examinations in person. And today we're talking to three people. Some of them need absolutely no introduction. Joining us now is someone who needs absolutely no introduction. I'm very, very honored and also proud as a one-time pupil to welcome Diana Jayasuriya to join us today.
Thank you.
Hi, Diana. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
So I'm going to jump straight into it.
Yes, you may.
You are the first RAD qualified and also registered teacher, and then you opened Diana School of Dancing. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, to get more experience, I taught in England for 10 years before I came back to Sri Lanka to open my own school. And it was very hard. We had no London exams for many, many years prior to that. And I went to the academy with my late husband and managed to ask them if they could send examiners to Sri Lanka so we can build the Royal Academy of Dancing again in this country. It took a long time, but yes, we were successful. But the first number of students I sent in were only 40 pupils. And that I had to pay for it myself because there was no British Council, nobody at that time to help me. So we started with that, and then proud to say my two daughters followed in my footsteps. They returned to Sri Lanka. And Natasha took over running of the school with me. And thanks to her, the school is still up and about. We had a lot of problems with the COVID hitting us, with the war, and things were hard. But somehow we survived. And now the school still stands with good number of good teachers, but most of my teachers have left. I had 6 of them that have qualified. They have left. One is in Norway, one is in Australia, 2 are in Australia, and so on and so forth. But there are few teachers here like Ayumi, Yashoda, Jayeshi, Shamara. They are all my students. So because of that, that has inspired me to carry on. So I am returning back again from retirement back to the school.
I have another very interesting question.
Yes.
RAD has this thing, that philosophy, if I
Yes.
may, that anybody can dance. In your experience, what would be the best case, I would say, that exemplifies this, that everyone can dance?
Yes, it depends on the teacher. I've had many children that came to me where parents said, I'm not sure she'll be a dancer, but do what you can with her. And I've made very good dancers out of them. I think it depends on the teacher, that we have to have a lot of patience with such kids. But ultimately, they all make it. If they love ballet, they will do it. There's no doubt about it. But they have to love it.
Do you think there's a magic ingredient?
The magic ingredient is the way you perform in front of them. That was something I always did. I used to dance in front of them, and they followed in my footsteps. But I think they can do it. All over the world this happens. If the teacher is good, the children undoubtedly will get there.
Very, very true.
Yes.
I agree. Something I've noticed, I think, more specifically in Sri Lanka, when it comes to ballet, female representation is much higher. So what can you do to get little boys dreaming and saying, I want to be a ballet performer someday?
There's hardly any possibility of that happening, in short. I must be honest. My little grandson wants to be a ballet dancer. But the mother says, no, darling, you have to play paddle. You have to play golf. You have to play cricket. You're not going to be a ballet dancer. But it's something in Sri Lanka, it's going to take a long, long time. We get students, ballroom dancers, Latin American dancers, who come and stand in for our shows, who perform with our girls, because we need partners for them if we're doing a big ballet, which we normally do. But it's very hard to train ballet dancers. I trained one, Asanga, boy called Asanga. He did his RAD exam. He finished his intermediate, and now he's teaching. But he didn't do his CBTS. Whereas all the other girls that I have taught have finished their CBTS, which is important. But boys generally like cricket and all those things. So I must be honest with you about it. Yes, that's why.
Speaking of RAD exams,
Yes.
how does that benefit the students and the teachers also?
RAD exams are very important. That is where the children stand the test of time. They work hard towards that goal. And when it comes closer to exams, they have tremendous amount of strength and they practice and practice and practice. And you'll see the benefit of it after the exam because they have already developed so far. The exams are very important and I hope it will carry on forever. And with more teachers, and they get so much of confidence in themselves.
Absolutely.
So that's the most important thing. And they go out, whether they're going to be dance teachers or anything else in life, they go with that beautiful personality, their posture, everything is important at that time. And RAD exams, I think, are wonderful. It's around the world, not just in Sri Lanka. We are lucky to be able to have it here. So lucky. The girls are blessed. The ones who are with me at the moment, they are very blessed children because they've got this opportunity. It goes part and part with their education. They can pass out. If they pass out in the RAD, they have already, gained so much even with their education. So I would advise them to carry on with the RAD exams if they have it here all the time. I'm not hoping to have exams next year. I'm hoping to have a performance next year. So we'll have every other year we will have an exam. So not trying to do it every year, if possible. That's what I did earlier, and that's what Natasha wants to continue with. Now she's the principal. I'm out now, but I will help in whichever way I can because the kids, I love my kids. That's why. Okay.
Thank you so much, Diana. It was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Joining us now is Blanca Cortez, who is an RAD examiner and trainer. Hi, Blanca. How are you?
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. So this is the first time you are coming to Sri Lanka to conduct examinations. And I believe it is also the first time after 5 years that someone's coming to Sri Lanka to do the RAD exams. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yes, that's right. So this is my first time, and it's the first time that the exams comes live in 5 years, so after COVID and all of that. So I think I'm the lucky one. I have to say that all the teachers and Ramali, who is the organizer, have been taking care of me fantastic. And well, I came here to work, but I had like 1 day off. And I did my best exploring the island, which I loved, and I had a very good time.
Lovely. So as examiner, undoubtedly you are going to be dealing with a lot of students who are coming from a different cultural background, they have different training. How does this affect how you are going to judge them?
So we as examiners, as RAD examiners, go through a very rigorous training and standardization program. So this means that every child, it doesn't matter where they come from, is going to be fairly judged against a set of specific criteria based on the learning outcomes on that specific level they are taking the exam.
Okay, lovely. I heard that you're doing a very interesting workshop for those above 55 years of age. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yes, this workshop is called Silver Swans, and it's very popular in United Kingdom and also in whole Europe. And it's really teaching ballet for adults and all learners. And so this means that I've been working with all the experienced teachers that already have experience on working with kids, with child. And so I will help them to understand how an adult has different needs than a child, especially physical needs and cognitive needs. So after this workshop, all these teachers that already had experience will gain more experience and they will have the knowledge on teaching adults. And at the end, the Royal Academy of Dance believes that everybody in the whole world can dance.
Yes.
And advocates that everybody should have the opportunity to dance. So we welcome the adults also.
So tell me, how do you see RAD enriching the global dance community?
Well, at the RED, we have dance teachers in over 80 countries around the world. And we are around 235 examiners in over 25 countries.
Oh, wow.
So we examiners travel around the world to make the exams happen and examine all the candidates.
Lovely. So that will be all, Blanca. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And I hope you have a lovely time in Sri Lanka.
Yes, I'm sure I will. Thank you.
Thank you. Joining us now is Yasho from Yasho Ballet School. Hi, Yasho. How are you?
Hi.
So you have your own ballet school, right? So I just want to know, how is the response to ballet at the moment? Because there are a lot of new genres being introduced and a lot of different dance schools. Do you see that people are still very interested in ballet? Does it still have that hold?
I think the trust of the people with the ballet is something worth dedicating and focusing the time and energy on, because there needs a lot of dedication and focus needed to enter an art like ballet. But we do have in the form of for different levels, from 3 years to 93 years, there are students in ballet. Royal Academy of Dance offers us in more than 85 countries, and it's generally it gives us very comprehensive detail, very highly qualified trainers and teachers involved in this academy. Yeah.
Okay, so RAD exams are known for their rigor. So what is the benefit that you see, and why should your students, for example, pursue those exams?
Royal Academy of Dance exams are conducted generally by the examiners sent from the RAD organization, maybe once a year or twice a year. And it gives the kids more focus and they know what their targets are to dedicate themselves to. That focus really helps kids' character growth, personal growth and everything. So it's very good, because RAD qualifies the teachers to go into detailed work, detailed study, comprehensive training programs that we have to go through annually, even after we are qualified, to keep up with the work. So I think it's a very good opportunity for all the kids to take up RAD exams.
Absolutely. So you are an RAD registered teacher yourself,
Yes.
And your school is also RAD registered.
Yes.
So if someone were to, register themselves with RAD, or even want to one day open their own school, what advice would you give them?
RAD has openings for many types of students. So if they are qualified dancers, then they have more opportunities to go in. But if they want to learn a specific area in dance, let it be dance notation, dance vocabulary, dance choreography, then dance technique, then dance progressive ballet techniques, then stretching. So there are different modules which you could use in the RAD according to your qualifications and the amount you're willing to dedicate for the art. So if the student or any person interested to be a part of the academy, there are different levels they can go into. And I would really encourage, if RAD teachers are going to come up in this country, it's really worth going in and dedicating and giving yourself into that, because I have been working with RAD for more than 20 years. and it has been a real honorable and also very reliable organization, because they have only supported for my growth, and they have heard like what I want, how much support I need to give my students, and they would really understand every corner of it without any discrimination, and give me all the support to give the students.
That's also very reassuring to hear.
Yes.
So thank you, Yasho, for joining us.
Yeah,
It was such an
thank you.
enlightening
Thank you.
conversation.
Yes.